Hello there, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Rip Returns to Super Mario Bros. 2, a series where I go back to various games that I haven't beaten as a kid, in this case, obviously Super Mario Bros. 2, and try to get that first ever victory and some, well, let's call it incredibly belated pride in myself. This is not a completely lawless procedure, so let's take a quick look at the rules for the proceedings. Our rules are 3, and simple they be. Rule 1, no warps. There's a pretty simple reason for that. I don't know where they are. There's also a little more complicated reason, and that goes into rule number 2, know your limits. I'm not good at this game. Probably never was. I need to learn how to, get to the end. I don't want to just stumble and bumble my way completely through. I need to develop some sort of skill, and that means knowing that I have none to begin with, and finding it by playing through the levels. So, I need to know my limits in order to obtain the skills that I need to eventually beat the game. The third rule is to earn my rewinds. Since I'm playing on Switch Online, I can rewind to better save states, or I guess less precariously or stupid positions. But I don't want to just do that non-stop. I want to take a little added time going back to the idea of learning and acquiring skills. And frankly, I just need to take a certain amount of deaths. And while I can just, die, rewind, and get to the end that way, I think there's more benefit in having to deal with the occasional game over and continue so that I can develop more skills as I go forward and hopefully prevent a less agonizing gauntlet later in the game. But obviously people aren't going to be watching this for good gameplay. They want to see me fail, so let's go ahead and dig straight on into Episode 3, The Merciless Desert. Alright, our death-counting buddy Little Rip is up on the screen, so we're going to go ahead and fast forward through some early game and get to the carnage. Now, I don't know about you, but if there's anything I love about this game, it's dying over and over and over again in an area where I really have no excuse for dying so much because I'm just a big clumsy idiot. So that's where we're at right now. Observe how I could have just waited for that star, but no, I thought the 50th death was more important. that also makes 3 deaths in the final segment before I go in to fight Mauser. So we're just, we're doing spectacularly here. This is precisely why we need to know our limits and why we need to earn and develop skills. All of these deaths were needless, and I think a fraction of that, not the entirety, but a fraction, is that because I am still feeling out my gameplay, just like I did with that very underwhelming jump, I'm just making stupid mistakes, and I need to get to the point where I'm familiar enough with the game that hopefully the stupid mistakes will diminish and the deaths will come from more understandable sources than just clumsiness or pig-headedness. Alright, we'll offer the orb to the Hawk Mask. I don't know what that's all about. Maybe it made more sense in Doki Doki. But now we're coming on to the boss fight, and I have to say, I really do enjoy the boss fights in this game. The Wart boss fight's a little bit of a butt, but I just like that they are different. I mean, if you could make any big complaint about Super Mario 1, and obviously you can make as many as you want, I guess. I'm not your boss. The Bowser fights are, obviously very samey. So it is fun to, be able to toss things up, and anytime you can chuck bombs at a bad guy, that's always fun. So even though I'm not great at these boss fights, I do kind of like them. I mean, it's very frustrating to try to get the bomb on Mauser the right way. Triclide is a much more fun boss fight. But I just like, in general, the boss fights that you get here. See, I'm having a ton of problems getting that bomb on. You want to get the bomb about in the center of the platform, because he's going to try to get away from it, but if it's close enough to the center, maybe a little bit towards the back half, he's going to walk over there and get blown up. Alright, the mouse has bounced, and we'll move on eventually. Come on. Come on. Come on. There he goes. Move on to the bonus chance game. I'm almost glad I didn't have coins there. And now we're into the desert, and I gotta tell you, I don't look forward to this. I don't like watching the footage of the desert. Now, I'm recording this, obviously, after I've already beaten the game and completed this set of videos. I don't even like watching the desert. I do so poorly here. It makes me nervous. It makes me nervous in the same way that the mushroom levels in Mario 1 just make me nervous even thinking about. Or just hearing the whatever you call it music, the slide music from Mario 64, the same music that they use in that crazy, horrible Rainbow Sky level. It just makes me nervous. And, yeah, it just, it's like fingers going up the chalkboard of my brain. I have to tell you, if there's a downside to using Luigi, it is absolutely fighting Birdo as Luigi. He's just such a squirrely, loosey-goosey jumper, and my jumping not being my strongest suit by far, jumping with Luigi is just such a chore. You have to lead so much if you're gonna get anywhere. I I mean, I do okay, and from what I've seen, you just need to play as Luigi for the first 2 worlds before transitioning to Peach, but holy cow, his jumps are something else. Fire through this stupidity real quick. No lives, no lives. No lives, just like real life. Oh well. More desert. See, those bullets. I mean, those bullets are probably one of the most lethal things in this game for me. I mean, obviously the snakes don't help. But I don't know if it's an inability to dodge that makes the bullets so bad for me, if it's my own inherent stupidity, if they're really just that bad. The bullets are bad guys, you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not a big gun fan in the first place. But these bullets that these snakes are spitting out, they are bad news. I wonder if they're actually considered bullets. Probably, like, maybe in-game universe, they're like concentrated venom pellets or poison. I don't remember if poison or venom is what... I think venom is what animals have, like they inject, and poison is a substance that's on things or in it naturally. I don't know. There's a difference. Maybe I should look it up, but I ain't gonna. Oh well. Let's go get a heart real quick and lose it, and then get killed by these plants, or... No, well, that's something. Oh well, on to the bad part. If you watched my Super Mario 1 series, you know that Gimli was a standard for when I beat a level, because I am very dwarf-like in my play mentality. I am pig-headed, straightforward, and I like axes. But... you know, now that I think about it, I am extra glad that I didn't choose to continue Gimli here, which, you know, I only did because this game doesn't have, axes when you beat levels, which was the main reason I didn't do it, but this is a game where I'm terrible at digging, and that's just not the dwarven way, is it? So I would be, you know, I would almost be shaming the son of Gloin if I were to continue him in my horrible gameplay world. Am I gonna get the heart? Yay! Let's go lose it. 2-2 really ratchets up the intensity. I mean, it's not a huge leap, but going straight into a fire birdo and having the stools to use and having to do a little bit of stool platforming and then standing on the stool and getting shot in the face with an egg. I mean, that's my fault, obviously. I'm not blaming the level or anything, but that was pretty bad. Alright, let's go back through World 2 so far. And fast motion activate. Huh, it seems like I've picked a very specific and not at all unfamiliar place to unpause the action. You probably guess what's gonna happen, huh? Yeah. The trick to the coins in the dark spaces in this level is to manipulate where you are based on that door that you passed earlier. And frankly, that door is something I should be entering every time because it gives me a quick checkpoint. But, I mean, obviously I'm still learning the game at this point, and I don't learn fast. Which is kind of ironic because I usually learn things very quickly otherwise. Here I'm going to take what a smarter person would call a calculated risk, trying to hit the pokey with the snakes. But obviously that didn't work out, and then I got shot in the head. So, you know, good job there, dum-dum. But I've got the door checkpoint, and that's nice. If digging incompetently is a marketable skill, then, you know, I've got that going for me. Is there like a negative world version of Miss Utility? Don't call before you dig because you're a moron, because, you know, that would be up my alley. Oh well, let's hit fast motion and take another stab at this. And while I fart my way into no extra lives, we're going to go ahead and go on to level 2-3. Getting a little somewhere, kinda something. Good times, yay! And Buzzy in the Face, or whatever his name is. I looked his name up last time, I'm not going to look it up again. Got that one though, that's something. Luigi is very important in this stage because he lets you go up to a door and get a checkpoint. So it's important to be Luigi here. This is the last time you want to roll Luigi before you switch to full-on Peach mode for the second half of the game. But it is nice to have him when you do have him. Come on. There we go. And stabbed in the face with a pitchfork. You know, it's not bad being able to just take a pitchfork in the face. And, I mean, yeah, you can get it. Is it even worth the star at that point? I honestly don't know. I mean, it's... Yeah, just... I think the star was a waste of my time, but let's be honest, this entire endeavor is probably a waste of my time. Assuming my time has any value, which is a big assumption. Well, that was fun at least. Plot on and die. Oh well. Another shot at 2-2. We've had enough of those today, haven't we? Alright, Birdo takes 784. Birdo takes 799. Boy. Alright, we need a big thing at the slots. We can turn this all around. And... nothing. That's fair. It's appropriate. Well, we got one life. That's better than no lives. You really got to hand it to this little exchange here. I mean, they really take the... I mean, the whole idea of Phanto being connected to the keys in this game really ups the tension of getting a key. It should feel like a reward almost, shouldn't it? Like, it should feel like you've accomplished something like it does in Zelda, but no, getting a key in this game is like, oh god, I'm into it now! See, I mean, you get punished for having a key. And it's an interesting, if, you know, not terrifying mechanic. So it's got that going for it. There is I don't know if it's a bug or a glitch or if it's just, you know, a strategy. You can bump the key up, move the key up without touching it and triggering Phanto by jumping up under it. I don't do that because I tried it like 5 times, got it done once, and was like, screw it, I'll just do it the old-fashioned way. So, you know, self-inflicted, but whatever. So we're gonna go on and see if we can't make a finish out of this. Again, this is a point where if I had been counting my cherries properly, I could have arranged to get a cherry as far down as I could and taken a little protection through the second half of this butt gauntlet. But I'll just get shot in the head instead of, you know, carrying it forward. Alright, one more shot in this playthrough and then we'll see what we can do. Again, cherry counting is a valid strategy. It's what, or not a valid strategy, it's just a good idea. It's like 5 cherries for a star. So ideally you would try to get your 5th cherry as far in as you are, but I don't even know where the last cherry is in this stretch, so that's obviously going to hinder my productivity on that front. Sort of interesting how you stand a block short of the top of the pipe there. But we've got that guy killed, and there's literally nothing left to kill us on our way to Triglide. So obviously we're going to wreck him, and this is what's going to make the run perfect, because this is actually kind of an easy boss fight. You build the barrier with the stools, or mushroom blocks, or whatever the crap you want to call them. They're stools to me. And now you go wonk him in the head with them, and you just... Well, wow, that was... See, that's kind of a foreshadowing of what is obviously going to happen here, if you can see how much time is left in the video. Just such a stupid hit. Just such a meaningless... Yeah, I deserved it. Oh well. More stupidity next time on Rip Returns to Super Mario Bros. 2.